Hey guys, Ken Salvail here with Grower Coach. Just having a quick look at this vine. What this used to be was it was an old tree. I believe it was an old apricot tree that died. And then because it was such a cool looking old tree, the decision was to put some vines on it to fill in. So the tree was completely dead. So we planted the trumpet vine and the wisteria. These long stringy guys are the wisteria vine. Wisterias grow like crazy. They can grow sometimes 8 or 10 feet a year. Like this is a second burst of growth. This is already 6-7 feet long. And so what we do with that is we'll go along and snip that out because any of these long shoots really don't do much, and they don't produce much for blooms, so they can be snipped out and removed. But the key with wisteria pruning is leaving little stubs. So again, you can remove it, and you sometimes just leave like a little stub like this, you know, that has maybe a bud or something on it. And if you do that several years in a row, then that bud will change into a flowering bud. So then that'll be one that'll produce flowers. Now this is quite huge, so it's going to produce lots of wisteria blooms. And again, they bloom in June here in this climate, maybe sometimes end of May timing. But you'll notice up here there's some trumpet vine in here as well. That's Campsis radicans. And Campsis is quite an aggressive vine as well. They're more blooming now, like this is the end of July. They bloom sort of mid-July through till end of August. And so by putting the two vines together, you kind of extend the blooming season. And yeah, the trumpet vine comes on in waves, so you'll get a really strong bloom for a period of a couple weeks, and then it kind of dies back, or it doesn't die back, but it slows down a little bit, and then it goes again, and it gives you another blast of color. So they're pretty good vine. The thing with the trumpet vine is also known as trumpet creeper, is another name for it, and they're known to sucker from the root systems. And we'll see down here underneath that you can see actually little baby, they're not really babies actually, but the growth shooting out of the ground, that's a trumpet vine. So it's suckering up underneath the plant. So this is a large property, so it's somewhere where we don't really have to worry about it too much. But if you have a small property, small properties are not the place to grow a wisteria or a trumpet vine for that matter, unless they're very well managed and controlled. Because again, with these vines, they grow like mad. So just an awareness about these. They're easy to grow vines. This was grown on an old tree. The issue that's happening right now is that the old tree has now started to disintegrate, and it's shrinking and breaking apart. So now the vines are actually holding themselves up. And it's a fair bit of work keeping this thing in control, because all the stringy growth of the wisteria needs to be removed, usually about once a month in the summertime. And other than that, I think the trumpet vine, you just kind of leave it as is. But yeah, so it's just something different, something unusual, and yeah, they're kind of cool. So summertime is the time for trumpet vines, and more like May, June is the time for the wisteria. So what we're doing is trying to hit the bloom times. And you notice as we go around a little bit sunnier location here, you see a lot more of the trumpet flowers here of the trumpet vine, and also a big seed pod from the trumpet vine here. And yeah, both these vines actually bloomed okay. Some wisterias are not very hardy in our climate, so some of them freeze out in the wintertime, and other varieties are a little bit tougher. I'm pretty sure that the Japanese varieties of wisterias are not as hardy as the Chinese varieties. So when you're selecting, if you select the Wisteria chinensis varieties or sinensis, that's probably your best bet. So anyway, there you go. That's this massive plant, and it's pretty cool ultimately. And it's a specimen that we needed to maintain and keep it going. So this one's ready for pruning. Here we are, beginning August. Time to get going on that. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. I hope there's something here that you learned, and don't forget to subscribe, leave some comments, and yeah, we really appreciate it. It helps to build the channel. All right, everyone, have a good one. Bye for now.